Hey everyone, it's Jaya, and the question sent to me today is, sometimes I can't finish during sex. Is there something wrong with me? So one thing I want to start with this question is, what does finish mean? Is finish mean you had an orgasm? Does finish mean you had an ejaculation? I'm assuming this question is coming from a guy and he's having difficulty ejaculating when he's having sex. Now, it could also be coming from a woman who's having difficulty having an orgasm. So one reframe I'd like to give you is just that sex ends when you decide it to end. It doesn't end necessarily when you've had an ejaculation, or it doesn't end when you've had an orgasm. There are many times when I'll have sex and we just stop because it feels like a natural ending space. Or we decide on a time frame, like we have 15 minutes and we're going to stop after 15 minutes. And it doesn't mean that I feel dissatisfied. Sometimes a satisfying sexual experience for me doesn't end in orgasm. Sometimes a sexual satisfying experience for my partner doesn't end in an ejaculation. Sometimes we'll have sex 10 times and he doesn't ejaculate during that. So I just want you to then gauge, are you frustrated about not ejaculating during sex? Or does your partner feel like they're inadequate as a lover because you aren't ejaculating during sex? So those would be some things just to think about and some reframes that I want to give you. That the end of sex can be what you define it to be, not that it's controlled by ejaculating or not. Now on the other end, it can be really frustrating when you really want to ejaculate or have an orgasm and you just can't get there. It seems very elusive. Now, some people might say that's a good thing for guys because then they can last longer in bed and really please somebody. But I do see this as a frustration, especially when your partner is saying things like, I'm not doing it right, or how do I please you? It feels like you're not getting any pleasure out of this experience. So one thing I would have you check, and it doesn't mean that something's wrong, but I always want to get to understanding why. Why do you have difficulty ejaculating? Is it because you're afraid of letting go? It might be a psychological thing. If I let go, it means that I'm giving over control. Maybe you really love control and power, and that's a way that you maintain control and power and not being vulnerable with your partner. Or you feel like if you ejaculate, you're giving away something, and now you've bonded or you've connected on an even deeper level and you might get hurt. That could be a psycho-emotional reason why you may have difficulty ejaculating. Now, there may be physical reasons. There could be something going on in your nervous system. So you might want to get your nervous system checked, have x-rays done, have a chiropractor or someone who works, an osteopath who works in the nervous system and with the bones, to really look at what might be going on there that could be causing that. There could be trauma. There could be scar tissue. So there could be any number of things that I don't ever see them as something wrong. I just see them as information that your body is telling you that you may want to adjust. It could also be a hormonal thing. So there could be any number of things going on. I would say get your hormones checked, get your nervous system checked, and check in with yourself emotionally. What does it mean if you ejaculate? What are you giving over? How are you surrendering? Does it feel really vulnerable? Those kinds of things. All right. Until next time, fill your life with pleasure.